Quebec has a special arrangement with the Government of Canada on matters concerning immigration. The province has its own criteria and rules for selecting immigrants who will integrate well into Quebec society. Now in this video, we will be talking about the Quebec immigration programs offered for the year 2021. By the way, this is the pathway that we use coming here in Canada as family. Immigration to Quebec always involves a two-stage process. First, an application must be made to Immigration Quebec under one of its existing programs. If you are qualified and selected, a certificate de selection de Quebec or the CSQ is issued to you. With the CSQ, you may then apply to the federal CIC for Canadian permanent residency. So, what are the Quebec immigration programs? We have the Quebec Skilled Worker Program. We also have the Quebec Experience Class Program. And we have the Quebec Investor and Entrepreneur Program. So we will be checking each of them. The Quebec Skilled Worker Program objective is to secure immigration candidates who possess certain skills and who are planning to settle in Quebec. Unlike the Federal Express Entry Program whereby your application will be measured and ranked against other applicants in a pool, the QSWP works on a first-come, first-served basis. This program, the fee is about 1,325 Canadian dollars. The processing time would be around 15 to 17 months. You may need to give biometrics with your application. This processing time includes the time you need to give your biometrics though. So what's the process? This is the application process for skilled workers who want to become permanent residents of Canada and live in Quebec. The province has its own rules for choosing immigrants who will adapt well to living there. To immigrate to Canada as a Quebec skilled worker, you must apply in the following two stages. First, apply to the Government of Quebec for a Quebec Selection Certificate or the CSQ. The province of Quebec will assess you using its own rules. The certificate shows that the province of Quebec has accepted you as an immigrant. The second step, if the province of Quebec chooses you and gives you the CSQ, you must apply to Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada for permanent residence. So how to apply? There are three main steps to apply. First is to get the application package. Second is to pay your application fees. And the third is to submit your application. So in getting the application package, this will guide you to help you fill out the forms correctly. The forms you need to fill out and to fill out, print, and sign the forms. You have to answer all the questions carefully, completely, and thoroughly. So what's included in the application package for the Quebec selected skilled workers? First is the document checklist. We also have generic application form for Canada. There's additional dependents or declaration. There's also the Schedule A or background declaration, additional family information. We have economic classes, declaration of intent to reside in Quebec. There's also supplementary information for your travels, separation declaration for minors traveling to Canada, statutory declaration of common law union, use of representative, and application for permanent residence. It's the guide for Quebec selected applicants. How do you use this application package? Use the instruction guide to fill your application forms. Use the generic application form for Canada or the IMM 0008. You can fill it out and save it using a computer. You must use Adobe Reader 8.1 or higher and turn on JavaScript. It is easier to fill out the form using a computer than to fill it out by hand. It reduces the risk of mistakes that can slow down the application process. Download trouble? Just click on Save Target As. Next, you have to fill out Validate. print, sign, and date your application forms. Okay, the second step of your application is to pay your application fees. In most cases, your fees will include the processing fees for you and anyone you include in your application, the right of permanent residence fee, the biometrics, and the third-party fees. Regarding biometrics fee, in most cases, you must pay a biometrics fee when you submit your application. Otherwise, you may experience delays. The biometrics fee covers the cost of collecting fingerprints and a digital photo. After you pay the biometrics fee with a complete application, they will send you a letter confirming that you need to give your biometrics and where you can go. You must show the letter when you give your biometrics. You must give your biometrics in person. Make sure to book an appointment if this service is offered. So what about the third-party fees? Depending on your situation, you may need to pay third parties for medical exams, police certificates, and educational credential assessment. So the third step is submitting your application. Make sure that you do not forget anything. If anything is missing, your application won't be complete. They will send it back to you without processing it, and you will have to fix any errors and resubmit it. So after you send your application, question is the processing times. This processing time applies only to IRCC processing your application. It does not include the time it takes for the province of Quebec to process the CSQ. So avoid delays by updating your information. Use the web form to report important changes to your application, such as change in address, telephone number, email address, or other contact information, birth or deaths of in your family, marriage or divorce, or adoptions if applicable. So there are some causes of delays mentioned. Your application will be delayed if you need to verify information, there are criminal or security problems, if they need to do more background checks, or if your family situation isn't clear, such as a divorce or an adoption that isn't yet completed, child custody issues that haven't been resolved, or you need to submit more documents or have an interview with the IRCC. What about medical exams? You must have a medical exam before you come to Canada. Your family member must also have a medical exam even if they're not coming with you. They will not accept your application if your health is a danger to Canada's public health or safety, would cause too much demand on health or social services in Canada. So they will send you the letter to tell on how to get the medical exam after they send your application to the processing office. Actually, in our case, they just sent us the medical exam request after receiving the CSQ for all the members of the family that you included in your application. We did our test in Cebu City. There's just some designated medical clinics where you could go and where they accepted. So with this, it is very important for you to follow the process and to book an appointment ahead of time, so to avoid any delays. So now let's take a look at the police certificates. If you have a criminal record, you may not be allowed to enter Canada. Also, people who pose a risk to Canada's security are not allowed to come to Canada. To emigrate to Canada, you and any family members 18 years of age or older must provide additional police certificates if asked to do so during the processing of your application for permanent residence. Verifying your information. If you are not truthful in your application to permanent residence, they may refuse your application, find you inadmissible, bar you from applying to come to Canada for any reason for 5 years. Decision on your application. They will make a decision on your application based on whether you're eligible for the program, whether you have the funds to support yourself and your family when you arrive in Canada, the results of your medical exam, and information on your police certificate. Now, what if your application is approved? If they approve your application, they will mail you a confirmation of permanent residence, or the COPR, the permanent resident visa. Your COPR will have your photograph and information about who you are. They cannot extend your COPR, so you should use it before it expires. Remember that. So if you think that you qualify and you wanted to settle here in Quebec, Canada, this is the best program for you. Good luck on your application and see you.